Jeremy Sockman here today with another look at a movie from old Woodrow Allen. This one's a bit of an odd duck, a movie about a non-visual medium. It's Radio Days from 1987, and if you're wondering what made these particular days worthy of being preserved on celluloid, then let's take a look. The disembodied voice of Woody Allen relates a series of vignettes about growing up in the 1930s and 40s Rockaway Beach area of New York. We get stories about the not at all based on Woody, but clearly 100% based on him little kid who loves the radio show The Masked Avenger, looks for U-boats in the harbor, and spies a substitute teacher undressing. Seems he really liked Radio City Music Hall and had a kooky family. His pop was embarrassed of being a cab driver, his aunt went on a lot of dates, and his mom really liked listening to her own radio stories.
There were two completely different worlds. While my mother stood over the dirty plates in Rockaway, Irene and Roger ate their elegant breakfast over the air from their chic Manhattan townhouse while they chatted charmingly about people and places we only dreamt of.
Marvelous, darling. Tomorrow morning we'll be telling you all about it, and also about the new Moss Hart play, which I hear is just divine.
We also get the saga of Sally White, who dreams of being an actress, but just doesn't have the talent. She sells cigars and sleeps around until nearly running afoul of a gangster whose mom likes her and urges her boy to help her career. Everything comes to a head on New Year's Eve 1944 when, spoiler alert, not Woody listens to the celebration on the radio while his favorite stars party on the roof.
Another year is passing.
1944 turns out well.
They pass so quickly. Where do they all go?
So quickly. And then we get old. And we never knew what any of it was about.
That's right.
Now, Radio Days does a great job showing you the stories that, despite what he claims, were most certainly from old Woody's childhood. And hey, I get it. The dude had access to millions of dollars of someone else's money and decided to use it to recreate his old memories. But why should the rest of us care? Woody seems to think that maybe he was the only one who grew up in the 30s and 40s, loved radio, experienced World War II, had quirky relatives, and lived in New York. Earth to Woodrow, there was probably like millions of people who did that and were like that. So what makes your memories more special than theirs? Oh right, the amount of zeros on your paycheck. Talk about elitist. But the real kicker is the bittersweet ending, with the not Woody voice narrating the story, laments on the fact that while he never will forget those radio days, with each year they grow dimmer in his mind.
I never forgot that New Year's Eve, when Aunt Bee awakened me to watch 1944 come in. And I've never forgotten any of those people, or any of the voices we used to hear on the radio. Although the truth is, with the passing of each New Year's Eve, those voices do seem to grow dimmer and dimmer.
Now this is what really gets me. See, that's exactly what happens. People get old, they forget things, then they die, and everything they've ever known is forgotten. It's not like Woody is the first person to discover this. Pretty much everyone who's ever lived since the beginning of human history has. And that's even more millions of people than ever lived in New York in the 40s.
I wonder if future generations will ever even hear about us. It's not likely. After enough time, everything passes. I don't care how big we are or how important in their lives.
So in the end, despite old Woody's insistence that he stumbled onto some big truth of life, the universe, and everything, he's really just learning what the rest of us have had to stare bleakly into the abyss knowing for years. Stuff happens, then it's done. Get over it. I'm Jeremy Sockman, and I'm giving Woody's obvious attempt to preserve his old memories at the expense of everyone else's, that is Radio Days, a hard pass.
You're gonna pay for it this time.
While the breeze on high sings a lullaby, you'd be all that I could desire. Under stars chilled by the winter, under an August moon burning above, you'd be so nice, you'd be paradise to come.